Hello and welcome to the final part of my Bloodborne Diaries. And really there's only one thing left to do. So let's begin. It's time for me to make the trudge down the corridor. I know what's at the end of this corridor. I remember the Daughters of Chaos. I remember. Wonder what they're all praying to. Stylistic as fuck, the Orphan of Kos. A weird baby giant who appears to be, if I'm wrong, then this is horrible, but he appears to be swinging a placenta around like a mace. And yeah, lovely. Don't really want to kill this guy. I feel quite bad because he's an orphan, obviously. And of course, boss fights in these games are all about focus, all about not allowing the music and the tension and the noise to get inside your brain and mess you up. You need to just focus on the fight. But here I can't focus because I'm just thinking about the plot. I'm thinking about the significance of this stuff. It's absolutely distracting me. Because the Orphan of Kos doesn't just look like a human. It hasn't just taken human form, it's almost taken the form of a hunter with this can only be described as a trick weapon. It's like a weapon that hunters use. And for a story about surrogacy and surrogates, and has such a strong theme throughout Bloodborne, this feels just like another form of surrogacy. The Great Ones lost a child, and what they were left with was the hunters. These generations of hunters trapped. Oh, Bloodborne is so good. It's just so good. It's the best. I've had some time to sleep on the Orphan of Kos and think about it, and I've been thinking about it a lot, and what this means, and what this is. Creature born out of its carcass. It all kind of makes sense now. Obviously it's represented as this humanoid character with a hunter-style trick weapon, but it's not. This isn't what it looked like. I just know it isn't, because it washed up. It was a dead thing that washed up, and it had a child inside of it, and the hunters and whoever else turned up and probably butchered the corpse and killed the child in the process. And this whole thing, the whole curse of the hunters and the whole endless cycle that they're trapped in this game, are just the curse of a mother. Or maybe not, maybe the curse of a father. And maybe that's what the Moonlight thing at the end of the game is, when you've found a way to break the cycle, when you've done all of the stuff with the weird umbilical cords. Maybe that's what you're fighting. Maybe the whole theories online about this being some sort of power play by great beings that you just got mixed up in the middle of isn't true. Maybe it's keeping you there, keeping all of the sons of Gurman trapped in this curse because of what they did. And for all of the fascinatingly strange layers of confusion and weirdness, perhaps Bloodborne's story isn't as complicated after all. Perhaps it's a play with many actors, but actually a story we've heard before. Just a simple story of love and family and revenge. And again, I can't help but wonder that as they delve deeper and deeper into trying to create one of these great ones and gain their power, the humans ended up trying to birth one using a human woman as a surrogate mother for the great ones. I sort of think again, they're just being influenced by the great ones, and they're all just tiny pawns in this big game that they started by making one bad move. These human players may think that they're trying to birth a great one so they can take its power, but perhaps really it's the strings of something else wanting a child back for the child that they lost. Anyway, on that quite sad note, I'm now going to sit down and spend the afternoon trying to kill this poor shadow of a dead baby. Anyway, after about an hour and a half of plugging away at this guy, must have died at least 7 or 8 times. I feel like I'm making progress, but I've hit that Bloodborne problem of running out of vials and then having to go and grind to get some more vials, and the problem with that is you figure that as soon as you've lost that focus, you think, well, I might as well get a few more blood echoes and level up a little bit, just a bit more health, come on. But before I go and do this horrible deed that I must do, because video games, I've got to do a bit more exploring. For example, the guy I was going to shoot in the gooch, what's in that room, what's up that ladder? Went and had a look up that ladder, turns out it's a place I've already been to, and it's a place that, as you can see here, I don't want to be in. So that's a dead end crossed off the list. And yes, whilst I know lots of people are probably sitting there going, but you've missed loads of things from the DLC somehow, I'm just going to try and wrap it up nonetheless. Because I've had a good time, so let's end it. And after 5 hours of trying and dying and refills and trying and dying, 5 hours! 5 hours! I did it. I did it on my own. I tried with other people for a while. I thought they might help, but actually, it just got in the way. They made it harder to read the patterns and they died. So I did it alone. And it doesn't bring me much joy, if I'm honest. Having re-killed a thing that was already killed. It's an unpleasant thing, reminiscent of Dark Souls 2 and the King. It's just not nice. But I do feel satisfied in one regard, that, I know why the Great Ones were involved. That was the big mystery in Bloodborne. It was the fact that there was all this stuff going on, but why were they playing with these humans? What did they, what was in it for them? Were they just like these gigantic aliens treating them like ants? Why were they even getting involved? And now I know. It was because of this. It's because of what they did. Dragging Kos out of the sea, or alive or dead. They may well have killed her. Out there. Terror from the deep. And that's Bloodborne. That's Bloodborne in its entirety. And what a thing it is. Thank you so much for watching Bloodborne Diaries. It's been an epic project. It's been a labour of love. I highly recommend you don't do a video project that has 400 gigabytes of footage in it. It's a bad idea. But seriously, thank you so much for your time and patience and love. It's been a hugely satisfying project to make, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed making it. You're lovely. Have a lovely day. I'll see you again. Bye.